Talking to somebody earlier today at the gym about Rich Piana, and he was a staple in the bodybuilding scene. And what I thought about him, when I first used to watch his videos, I thought he was a pretty cool dude until I started looking, at his arms and, realizing that they had to be filled. I have no respect for anybody. Okay, I know you do all the steroids you want, you can do all the human growth, I don't care what you do. But like Drake, the singer, got fake implanted abs. Well, Rich Piana got PMA or some bullshit, kind of like injected into his biceps to make them look like fucking huge. I mean, they just, it's fakery. And then when he was talking about like he comes off his steroid cycle and this, that, listen, anybody that, I'm not saying the guy wasn't jacked, but a lot of his, like he had pretty decent genetics. He didn't have the genetics to be a professional bodybuilder, not that I do either, but, I mean, listen, I'm not going to take anything away from the guy. He was very successful, but so was Joe Weider. And these fucking bodybuilders, I don't care about any of them because they all lied, okay? They all sold us bullshit supplements for years and they're all full of shit, okay? They all do cocaine and recreational drugs and all kinds of shit and then say they come off the gear and, first they never took gear and it was protein powder. So Rich Piana is just the same as, he just... the guy had a drug problem, obviously, I mean, I feel bad that he died. I just think he's one of those, he would whore himself out for anything, you know what I mean? He died, he was my age when he died, and he looked like he was like John Meadows, was another guy that died at a young age, but was a fucking really cool bodybuilder that I would take information from. There's a handful of them out there, but you have people out there in this bodybuilding thing like Jay Cutler and Lee Priest and all these liars that they try to say like I take about 350 milligrams of testosterone. I've since stopped taking I've stopped taking Nandrolone, and they're trying to say that they take what I take to win the Mr. Olympia, and the reason why it works for them is their genetics, and they're just as I know this is going off on a tangent. I just don't have any fucking respect for anybody that lies about anything on here. Rich Piana had fucking ab implants, he had hair plugs, he was dyeing his hair all kinds of fucking, I mean, he got all these tattoos because he had body dysmorphia to kind of cover up the inconsistencies in his body. You can kind of see when you look at it. He never once did a fucking arm pose where he was like this, you know what I mean? Because his arms would be exposed and you could see that they were just lumps of fucking oil. Same thing with David Crossland in the UK. Flex Wheeler put synthol in his arms. I don't follow really. I mean, I do like John Meadows. Most bodybuilders are a bunch of bullshitters like John Hansen, who's a bodybuilder here in Tampa. I don't mind listening to his show, but to say that he's a natural bodybuilder, the dude does more fucking steroids than Hulk Hogan and Randy Macho Man Savage combined. They all sold shit to kids. Joe Weider, I was listening to a thing about him today about what a pioneer he was. Dude, the guy was a fucking fraud, and he defrauded young kids by selling them bullshit powders and saying that you could get pumped up if you did what he did and you look like Ronnie Coleman. And I just don't have any, I knew as a 10-year-old and as an 8, when I started lifting weights when I was like 13, I knew that fucking something was up with these people. You knew fucking Rocky was on steroids. I knew in 1984 and 1986, and I was like 7, 5 years old, whatever. I knew that there was something fucking going on that wasn't natural, and I just don't like athletes and people that lie about it, like Ken Shamrock and Frank Shamrock. White people don't look like that, you know what I mean? Most of them, there's a few, that do, but it's just why lie about it? You know what I mean? Like, why lie about it? What the fuck is the point of lying? Are you that ashamed of it, or do you really think that it's like Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa, and they did steroids and stuff and blah 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 blah. Yeah, they weren't the only ones. Lance Armstrong was like one out of 50 people that, you know, he just happened to win. You know, but I mean, it's like, I don't know, I just don't see, it's like Kratom. I'm not going to lie to people about taking shit, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to people about taking testosterone replacement therapy. I'm not ashamed of it. And if I was a professional bodybuilder or a fitness guru, now it's in style to talk about taking stuff. It's just, you know, Rich Piana, hey man, maybe he was a nice guy. I don't know him personally. I don't like what he was, you know. I think he kind of bullshitted around a lot, and he lied a lot about steroids and lied about, I don't know, man. I just think when you got arms that big and you're trying to pretend that you grew them by taking your 5% bullshit out, I don't know, I got a problem with it. I just think it's bullshit, to be honest with you.